That's for losers, man. I don't get involved in that stuff. But
Angel Rashad Milligan rolling out.
That's a good question.
Brandon,
We can't ask Rashad questions.
Hey, Rashad.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. I want to be inclusive. This is the road to 5K subs. If you're new to the channel, my name is Rashad Milligan. I think I level it out. I don't know. This is my first time seeing the camera on the thing. I do see my undershirt. But yeah, man. If you are new to the channel, this is the road to 5K subs. My name is Rashad Milligan. And without further ado, I guess I'll get into it. Greetings, everybody, on this day of April 27th. It's a late stream. Why? Because Rashad decided to take a nap after the Pacers game, because the night before on yesterday's stream, at the end of the stream, I'm yawning, I'm halfway reading, I'm slurring my words, and then I was like, hey, guys, I can't finish this live. I actually got to finish because I had to go to sleep. I was tired. So I took a nap. With that being said, it's April 27th at the time I'm recording this. We have our newest induction. We have our newest induction into the coveted first team all stupid Hall of Fame. Joining the great likes of the Porter brothers, Jonte Porter and Michael Porter Jr., we have a new inductee. Everybody all rise. Jax Ulrich or Jax Ulrich, come to the front of the stage for me, please. Hold on. Let me pull him up. Let me pull Buddy up, man. Hold on. Yeah. Where he at? All right, grad year. No. I need to see his college page. His college son took him down? Nah, he's up right here, buddy. Yes, sir. Front and center. Mr. Jax Ulrich. Hood Rich. Is Ulbrich. Ulbrich or Ulbrick. Jax Ulbrich. Berry College. Here we go, man. Y'all give it up for Jax. Man. I'll be right back. Jax. We here at the Rashad Milligan YouTube channel. We wanted to welcome you into the first team all stupid Hall of Fame with your golden jacket. Hold on. Let me let y'all see this full screen. This for Jax, man. First team all stupid, bro. First team all stupid. It's blank on the back because he ain't got nothing on his mind. I ain't got nothing much else to say. That's why it's blank on the back. First team all stupid. Jax Ulrich, I'll give it up for him. He'll be right there next to the Porter brothers, both of them. Jonte and Michael Porter Jr. Things of that sort. First team all stupid, man. Jax Ulrich. Let me tell y'all why Jax deserves to be first team all stupid. First ballot inductee. So this kid, 21. So this young man, grown adult, 21, decides, business major from New Jersey, the son of Jeff Ulbrich, the assistant coach with the Atlanta Falcons. He decides to walk past his father's open iPad. This really need to go to the Atlanta Falcons too, for their explanation of the whole thing, trying to play it off as well. This and that. Woo. He walks past his dad's iPad allegedly and just happens to stumble upon the contacts list of the NFL draft prospects. So he stumbles upon the contacts list. He sees Shadur's name. I guess he takes a picture of it or whatever. Ooh, it's crazy. It's like, you know what we should do? We should prank call the guys that are sliding and let them know that they're about to be taken and they're not really being taken. But on top of that, because that's stupid enough in itself. You playing with the NFL. You play with the NFL. You playing with your life, first of all. Second thing, he said, let's not just do it. Let's record ourselves doing it, laughing at it before posting it online. They'll never know. But guess what? Mr. Shador Sanders, he was confused. He said, I don't know how this happened, because I literally got this phone shipped to me yesterday. And it's not even under my name. I didn't give the number to anybody but the NFL coaches. The only people who could possibly have this number are the NFL coaches. And they said, "Oh, hold on, who the boy in the back of the video? That look like Buddy, who coaches the Falcons. That looks like his son." So your stupid self decide to self-incriminate, upload your face, have your face in the video. Right, here we go. Hold on. Have your face in the video. You the main one reacting. And you giving the information, highly classified personal information. It's a federal, as you guys know, it's a federal crime just to go through mail, right? Somebody else's mail. So if you know that, which I'm pretty sure you know by the age of 21, you are in college at Berry College. If you know that, why in the world would you think that it's cool to go into, and Berry College, this is a Berry College in Georgia, by the way. They used to send me mail all the time in high school, recruited me to go to their college. Well, nobody trying to go to Berry, bro. Unless you was gonna pay my full thing on an athletic scholarship, which I'm sure Jax might have gotten some type of thing being here on the whatever team he's on. Football team, 2 games, 10 rushing attempts, 54 touchdowns, and 54 yards in the touchdown. Yeah. So this was he appeared in 2 games the year before that, his freshman season. He has a bright future. See, the thing about Jax is having these performances at a private school, which is, let me see. Hold on. Let me see what they are. What division are they? Let me see. Okay. They are a D3. So they're D3. So at your D3 school this past season, your sophomore season, you rushed for a grand total of 54 yards and 10 attempts. Okay. And you appeared in 2 games. You appeared in 2 games your freshman season. So through 2 seasons, you've appeared in 4 total college football games. D3, by the way. I think it's safe to say at this point, you will never in your life receive a call to go to the NFL, that you got drafted into the NFL. So first of all, there's that. So with that realization at 21 years old, because you're on the other side of 21 now, you said, okay, you know what? Let's ruin someone else's day. The biggest day of his life, the biggest phone call of his life. Let's ruin it and record it and laugh at it and post it. That will really hit on Twitter. I know Scuba Ryan's going to love this one. Boys, you stupid. Obviously, you are first team all stupid. First ballot Hall of Famer for sure. And let's continue with the stupidity here, since that's what we want to do. Zach Rosenblatt, the senior writer for The Athletic, covering the Jets and the NFL, co-host of the Flight Pan podcast, University of Arizona alum, Arizona. Y'all might be first team all stupid university, bro. I don't know. Jax Ulrich, however you say it, or Ulbrich, Jeff Ulbrich's son, released an apology for his role in the Shedeur Sanders prank call. I'm told he reached out to the Sanders family directly to apologize. By all accounts, Jax is a good kid who made a mistake, and he's doing what he can do to hold himself accountable for what he did. It's not a mistake, bro. A mistake is not going to look at private classified information of people through a call log, taking a picture of it, printing it out, handing it off to your friend, or writing it down, handing it off to your friend, deciding to make the call after watching the draft in real time, impersonating another NFL employee, recording it, and posting said private conversation. So you posted a private phone call. You took someone's identity. You portrayed to be somebody else who you weren't. So we got a couple things of identity theft here. And you put out a private phone call on the internet, on social media. It's three strikes, three strikes, and you're out. That's not a mistake. A mistake is like walking next to Shador, walking up on Shador, accidentally stepping on his heel because you're recording him and you're trying to get him to say something to your camera, or you're trying to get a reaction for your social media. That's a mistake. This is not a mistake. This is a deliberate decision. They had to take multiple steps. They had to take multiple steps to even post it. This is, I guess, a stupid decision, a bad decision. And then when you make stupid decisions and bad decisions, even when you make mistakes, every action comes with a consequence or a reaction, right? So you need to be punished for it. It's not just, oh, he's just a kid, let him have it. No, it's not. No, he's just a kid, let him have it. It's this kid who's not even a kid. He's not 17, he's not 18, he's 21. This young man committed these type of crimes. He needs to be punished as such. Maybe need to, if he is on scholarship, I highly doubt it, D3, and you got 54 career yards in 2 seasons, 4 games. I highly doubt he's on scholarship. So he needs to lose his scholarship if he has one, get kicked off the football team if he needs to, and he needs to be suspended. If he's not going to get kicked off the football team, at least get suspended for half the season next year. Not like it's going to make a difference. He's only appeared in 4 games in 2 seasons. But he needs to be disciplined directly from the current team he's on. Really need to get kicked off the team, but you know what I'm saying? I guess, would it make much of a difference? He's only appeared in 4 games. He needs to be punished by the school, whether that's fined by the NFL. His dad needs to be fined. I don't know if his dad needs to get fired, but shoot, if he does get fired, I'm not going to lie, I'd understand. Because in the job of coaching, see, the coaching career is a career where you get fired for much less. Like, people you get in, you come out, it's like a firing carousel. That's the way coaching works. That's like, and the trade-off is you get paid lots of money. Like, as a DC, you get paid easily 6 figures in the NFL as a DC. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, that's the trade-off to constantly getting fired and constantly having to go from team to team to team to team. So if he is fired from this, if the Falcons do decide to fire him for it, it is what it is. Jack said on Friday night, I made a tremendous mistake. No, you did something stupid. Plus, another thing, Shador, what I did was completely inexcusable. That's not how you spell Shador's name. Last year, I made the comment about people talking about the WNBA and they didn't know how to spell Caitlin Clark. This year, I'm seeing in the NFL, people don't know how to spell Shador. He's the most talked about kid, and nobody knows how to spell his name. His name is spelled Shedeur, not UER. So you're apologizing to me on a public platform. You still can't even spell my name right. If you're going to prank call me, if you're going to blow up and lose your job or lose your spot on a football team, lose your spot in college, and your dad's going to lose his job, at least make it worthwhile and spell my name right. So you made multiple mistakes. If this is a mistake, let's just say this is a mistake, alternate universe. You made another mistake in spelling his name wrong in the apology. What I did was completely inexcusable, embarrassing, and shameful. It didn't seem like it when you were smiling, buddy. My parents told me a good thing, bro. Specifically, my dad. I get in trouble sometimes, you know what I'm saying, as a teenager and things of that sort. And I'll be crying. I'll be going in my room. No. And my dad would be like, are you truly sorry, or are you sorry that you got caught? This 21-year-old, you have to ask him, are you truly sorry? Are you truly embarrassed? Are you truly ashamed? Because right here, it looked like you were enjoying yourself, buddy. It was selfish and childish. You think? I can never imagine getting ready to celebrate one of the greatest moments of your life, and I made a terrible mistake. Once again, it was a mistake and messed up that moment. Thank you for accepting my call earlier today. Extremely gracious for Shador to accept the call. I hope you can find it in your heart to forgive me, Shador Sanders. Now, let me tell you from personal experience, they ain't such a forgiving bunch. I ain't gonna hold you. I ain't gonna hold you. Once you do something, it's pretty tough for you to come back from. I'm not gonna lie. But it's crazy how he spelled his name right. I mean, he spelled his name wrong, right? Up here. And he had to tag him down here, which is spelled right. He literally just had to just look right there. Side note. But yeah, this was crazy. This is crazy from Zach Rosenblatt. He's a kid that made a stupid decision. He should be forgiven. Really, just warm washing a contentious prank because a kid apologized. Like, sure, apologize, but he should be kicked someone at their lowest low. Yeah, it was messed up. He's getting criticized and will continue to do it. And nah, you full of it. 100%. Shout out to Yard Talk, HBCU, bro. A 21-year-old man is not a kid. What? 100%. All you missing a picture of Jax on a jet ski or family. 100%. It's like he's a good kid. He made a mistake. He's 21, first of all. That's not a mistake. He made a concerted effort. Like, he did something with his conscience. He knew what he was doing. He took multiple steps to do it. And then he laughed about it and posted it online. Like, he made a whole joke about the entire thing. Like, that's not a mistake. That's not a, what are we talking about here? I need the statement now from the Falcons. I'm about to pull it up right now. So the Falcons pulled it up. And the Falcons made it even worse. Falcons don't even have nothing to do with it. I guess if anything, they employed the dad who is enabling his grown son to even find it. Because how is his son even finding it? Right? If Shador said he just got the phone number and the phone on Thursday or Wednesday before the draft, right? How, like, you know what I'm saying? Or Thursday before the draft, because he said, I just got this phone yesterday and I gave it, to the NFL and stuff like that. If you do that, right? You get it in the middle of the week, end of the week. Your boy's at Berry College. He did this call. His friend did this call in a dorm room. So he's on campus. At what point did the boy go home to even see this? At what point did the kid go home to even see this number? He went home in the middle of the week and then he saw it, took a picture of it and said, hey, you know what? We should prank call Shador Sanders. And then for the Falcons, this is an extremely bad look because out of all franchises that the dude is affiliated with, it's the Atlanta Falcons. Hello? Hello? A member of the Atlanta Falcons? I'm not going to lie. The defensive coordinator, Jax Ulrich, should probably be fired off of just the fact of the PR. I'm not going to lie to you, bro. This is Deion Sanders, bro. This is Deion Sanders' son that this kid pranked with the Atlanta Falcons. Buddy, you're cooked. Why would the kid first? And that's another reason why he's first team all stupid Hall of Fame. So you decide to prank the son of Deion Sanders when your dad works for the Atlanta Falcons. What that sound like, bro? See, that's I ain't gonna lie, bro. The Sanders family should forgive me. The Sanders family should forgive me because this is ridiculous, dog. I'm not even gonna lie to you, bro. This is ridiculous, dude. Hold on, I'm about to pull this up, bro. Come on, man. Look at this, dog. This is the man of the father of the kid that you decided to prank when your dad works for the Falcons. This is the guy right here. This is literally like Atlanta sports in the 90s, bro. And you decided to prank his son out of all the people. Come on, man. What are we doing? Earlier in the week, Jax Ulrich, the 21-year-old son of defensive coordinator Jeff Ulrich, unintentionally came across a draft contact. How do you unintentionally come across? So he just left the contact sheet open on his iPad, went to the bathroom and left a whole contact sheet open. Like, I don't know. I don't know about y'all. Me personally, I'm paranoid about like personal information, money, anything like that. When I have something like that in my hands, I'm not keeping the screen open, bro. If I'm around people, if I'm around my family, whatever, I'm closing the screen. Because if the boy did something like this, if Jax did something like this ain't the first time he done played on this type of level. It's too extreme of a prank for this to be his first prank in life or the first time he done did something mischievous in his life. So if you know that's your son and he act like that, why would you keep it open? The answer is I don't think he kept it open. I don't think he needs to be fired. Jeff Ulrich needs to be fired, bro. Jeff Ulrich or Ulrich, however you pronounce your last, you need to be fired. Unintentionally came across the draft contact phone number for Shedeur Sanders off an open iPad while visiting his parents' home and wrote the number down to later conduct a prank call. Multiple steps. There's no mistake here. There's no accident. Just did something stupid. Jeff Ulrich was unaware of the data exposure or any facets of the prank and was made aware above only after the fact. He said, "Huh? My son? Huh? He did what? Jax, how could you? How dare you?" Yeah. Yeah, your son's negligence and his stupidity at 21 years old has cost you your job. He's not a 7-year-old. He's not an 8-year-old. He's not a 15-year-old. He's not even 13. He's not even 17. 17, you're old enough to know better. 18, you're old enough to know better. But you're still a teenager. He's 21. He's been in college for multiple years now. He's a couple years removed from high school. He knows better. He's played 2 seasons of college football, D3 football, 4 appearances. How many carries? Like 5 carries for 58 yards, what is it? 10 carries for 54 yards and a touchdown. He knows better. The Atlanta Falcons do not condone this behavior and send our sincere apologies to Shedeur Sanders and his family, who have been in contact with to apologize to, as well as facilitate an apology directly from Jax to the Sanders family. No mention of your ring Hall of Fame. All right, hold on. Let me make sure I'm back. Okay, bet. No mention in this statement when you say Shedeur Sanders and his family, Shedeur Sanders and his family, Shedeur Sanders and his family. No mention of your Ring Hall of Fame member and one of the more famous faces in franchise history, Deion Sanders, the kid's dad. You didn't mention him once in this statement. So I don't know what the Falcons were thinking with this statement. I don't know what Jax Ulrich was thinking when he got the number and he conducted the prank. And I don't know what Jeff Ulrich was thinking when he left a whole contact sheet of prospect contacts open on an iPad and left it unattended. Negligence all around. Everybody's at fault here. We've also been in contact with the NFL and will continue to cooperate fully with any inquiries we may receive from the NFL League Offense. We are thoroughly reviewing all protocols and updating if necessary to help prevent an incident like this from happening again. Yeah. Hire coaches with smarter kids. It's pretty simple. I'm going to leave it at that. But that's my induction ceremony speech for Jax Ulrich. First team all stupid, Hall of Fame, first ballot. Congratulations. You and the Porter brothers. With that being said, I'm going to react to Sage Steele. She was speaking about the Shedeur situation. And I always wanted to kind of like start reacting to like more conservative stuff or conservative side of perspectives and everything like that. Just to, because I feel like my comment section be so many conservatives and things of that sort. So, yeah, without further ado, I'm going to pull it up.
So Shedeur Sanders fell in the NFL draft because of racism.
Off top, I'm mad. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Cause why she bleach her hair blonde? Didn't say she used to have the black joint the whole 20 years at ESPN. Am I wrong? Hold on, let me see. Sage Steele Sports Center. Sage Steele Sports Center. Okay, so it was a black with the blonde kind of tips, like so it's kind of bleached at the end. I never realized that. I always just thought it was like a jet black kind of curls, but no, it was a mixture of the blonde. Okay, salute to Sage Steele. That was just her look then. Salute. I had no clue. Okay, let me get back to it then. Where we at, Sage Steele? Where's Sage Steele at?
I should have known that somebody would pull the race card. And I think it's just a pathetic take. That's just my opinion, though. Here are some numbers, some facts. If you care about facts and the truth right now, that might interest you. I did some homework. It's not that hard, you guys. Last season, 15 of the 32 NFL starting quarterbacks were black. That's about half, right? That's racist.
All right, here we go. She's being intentionally dense, which a lot of you guys do in the comment section as well. It's like when you guys are talking about Angel Reese and you bring up like, oh, she misses a bunch of layups and just gets the rebounds of them. It's like, okay, so why has no other player in WNBA history done that? If she's just stat padding, why has no other player in WNBA history been able to stat pad enough? It's only 144 spots. It was 144 spots. Now it's what's 144 plus 12? Hold on, let me get my handy dandy notebook. 144 plus 12. It's only 56 spots in the WNBA, right? Don't you think if Angel Reese has stat padded her way to being considered one of the better players in the league and an all-star, that another big who's on the fringe of getting cut from the team at any moment from their team, respective teams, will want to just stat pad like Angel Reese and get 14 points and 14 rebounds the same way that Angel Reese gets? If they could do it, spoiler alert, they would. But they don't because they can't. Everybody can't do it. So it's like, anyways, she's being intentionally dense here. What it was with Shador was respectability politics. So it's like, okay, he came in, you know what I'm saying? Speaking of, don't draft me if you don't want to win, if you don't want me to change the culture, because everywhere I go, I change the culture. Don't even think about drafting me if you ain't trying to do that, because I did that at Jackson State. I did that at Colorado, and I'm going to do that for your NFL franchise. And then his father was like, oh, yeah, my son ain't just playing for anybody. If the wrong team draft him, I'm going to Eli that thing. I'm going to do it behind the scenes. He's been saying it for years, right? And then on top of that, it was just the overall thing, the watch, this and that, or that. That is why Shador Sanders fell. Now, Shador Sanders was an above-average college quarterback. He's above-average college quarterback, but beyond that, he was projected number one pick before the season started. After the season, he slipped to top 3, right, with Abdul Carter, Travis Hunter, and who else? Who else was in the conversation? And Cam Ward in the conversation after the season. Okay, you go through the combine. He didn't throw at the combine. He didn't do this. He didn't do that. Neither did Cam Ward. Did you see Cam Ward's bowl game? Cam Ward didn't even care. He stood still in the pocket, flat-footed, wasn't even looking around, and was flat-footed until he broke the record. And he needed like 15 passing yards to break the single-season record at Miami. And he did that, and then he left the game. And then he didn't participate in any combine, any da-da-da-da. He just did pro day. That was it, and then became the number one pick. Shador, he actually gave a care in his pro game, in his bowl game, gave it his all, participated in another senior bowl game instead of the mainstream main one and stuff like that, because he promised them that he play in that senior bowl. And then he played in the pro day for Colorado. And then he did what did he do for he did like private workouts for teams and stuff like that before the draft. He did the full process. The only reason why he fell as a projected first round pick who had the potential to slip in the second round, because teams in general just weren't high on this current quarterback class in the draft. The reason why he slipped from potential second round slip all the way to the 5th round and the 3rd and final day is because respectability politics. The way he presents himself, the way that he speaks about himself and his game and everything like that, and the way that his father has always spoken about stuff, and having his father kind of constantly hovering. Everything his father says goes viral because of who he is, one of the more polarizing, famous athletes of modern times, right? So it's like, you don't want that over your head. You don't want that da-da-da-da thing in your ear. Every time you do bad, it's like, dang, are they going to bring in Shadur's dad as a coach? You know what I'm saying? All of that is always going to be a thing. If my confidence, don't let my confidence mess with your insecurity or something like that, like the prime time quotes and stuff like that. Look good, feel good, play, all that stuff, right? That's the reason why Shador fell to day 3, round 5. There's no other reason. No other reason. Because if you're talking about talent and his performance on the field and being 6'2" and taking sacks and everything like that, okay, I get that. Enough to fall to about round 2 where Jalen Milroe got drafted. All due respect to Jalen Milroe, it was at that point where you're like, okay, bro, what's going on? And even Jeff Scholl, because Jeff Scholl, okay, or Tyler Scholl, excuse me, because Joker can throw the ball, everything like that. He got a cannon on him and a big arm on him, and he's tall. He's 6'5", 6'6". He only had one healthy season. You know what I'm saying? In 8 years. He's in college 8 years, had one healthy season. That isn't concerning to anybody. So yeah, I think if you're talking about Shador's flaws on the field and everything like that, okay, say we going with that. He still should have gone by the 3rd round. And he didn't. And it's only because of one reason: respectability politics.
How about the top 15?
And respectability politics at the root of all of this, if you're wondering where I was even going with that entire rant and kind of just drifting off. At the root of respectability politics is racism. There we go.
NFL players as far as money, payment, what they're making, salary. Dak Prescott, the highest paid player at $60 million a year. That's racist. And of the top 15 paid players, 9 are Black or biracial. 9 of the 15, making a combined $448 million a year. This weekend, I know you kept track how many Black players were taken in the first round. 26, guys. 26 of 32 in the first round were Black. That's over 80%. It's always the same cast of characters who cry racism and try to divide. So I guess we should not be surprised, but it's pathetic and it's lazy, and it only takes away from those times when racism truly does exist. The boy who cried wolf, stop doing this. The speculation is going to continue. We'll hear more and more from scouts, et cetera, as far as why it took till pick 144 for Shador's name to be called. But please just stop with the race baiting.
Everybody knows, bro. If Shador was an average or above average quarterback, right, in this draft, the main thing you're thinking is, it's not worth the headache. He's not good enough to be worth the headache that comes with him, the media attention that comes with Shador Sanders being the son of a famous football player, Shador being flashy and stuff himself and being popular, mad popular, and coming out of college and everything like that. And his dad having a loud voice in the public eye. He does interviews and he's in the media all the time. He's on every commercial. You don't think if he goes on a Rich Eisen show in the middle of the NFL season and Shador is struggling or Shador isn't getting in the games, and they say, what do you think about Cleveland? They're 1-5 this year and Shador hasn't seen any action in a regular season. Well, I think obviously, I trust and I respect Cleveland, but at some point, the boy got to play. You drafted him, he could play. I know he could play. I know my son. I know that. He do that, it goes viral. It's the talk of sports media for the next 2 days in the middle of a football week. No team wants to deal with that for as good as Shador is. He's not good to the point where it was above and beyond and the generational this and that. Well, he wasn't that good. That is why Shador Sanders didn't go into the so to act like you don't understand that is crazy. It's crazy, bro. All right, so there's that. Next up, we got Campbell news, man. Shout out to Campbell. We going to Mob County. So this is a story that I've seen before, but I didn't know what it was because I tried to click on it with the AJC and it was like a subscriber only story, so I couldn't see it. So I pulled this up with WSB because WSB covered it as well. But Campbell High School is in Smyrna in Cobb County, suburb of Atlanta, place where I was when I was a baby. And yeah, fired Cobb County High School basketball coaches get their jobs back. And the two coaches, they named the gym after them. They named the gym after them and they lost their jobs. It became like this big thing where people were like, why? And they gave them their jobs back. I don't know why they lost their jobs. That's why I guess I'm going to read it here. A pair of popular basketball coaches at Campbell High School in Cobb County have gotten their jobs back. Previously, boys basketball coach James Gwynn and girls basketball coach Randy McClure were denied new teaching contracts for the upcoming school year without giving any reason by the school. But after an investigation, Superintendent Chris Ragsdale recommended both men be rehired and offered new contracts. Both coaches accepted and signed their contracts, Ragsdale said on Thursday night. More than 4,000 people signed a petition calling for the coaches, whose the school's gymnasium is named after, to be reinstated. Very excited, thankful, and most of all, grateful to God, McClure said. I was surprised, but I was very pleased by the overwhelmed by it. Nothing we expected, Gwynn said. Between them, Gwynn and McClure have a combined 7 decades of experience at Campbell High School. The coaches say they plan to start reaching out to parents and players on Friday to start scheduling the offseason workouts and practices. Now we're going to do what we want to do, work with the kids, Gwynn said. So why did they get fired? I guess that's why this WSB is free, huh? They didn't tell us why. Why did they get fired? Community rally, supporters at the meeting. I'll keep reading. We'll just do it like that then. All right. Supporters of fired Cobb County basketball coaches packed the school board meeting. It was standing room only at its Cobb County School Board meeting on Thursday night. Dozens of people packed the boardroom to rally around two coaches who they said were abruptly fired. Coach Randy McClure and Coach James Gwynn, who coached the girls and boys basketball teams at Campbell High School, said they were blindsided. Hold on, Twin. Hold on, Twin. Norwegian cruise ships. Got to shut them up real quick. Said they were blindsided last week when they learned their contracts would not be renewed at the end of the semester. I would have loved to have known that it was my last year during the season. Bro, chill. Where is the pause button? These ads gotta chill, bro. These ads gotta chill, dude. All right. To be dismissed and not know that this was my last year, that's tough. There were nearly 4,000 signatures. Dang, look how packed this thing was. Gosh, Lee, I'm talking in it. I'm sorry, bro. Too much TikTok, too much YouTube. There were 4,000 signatures on change.org petition. 4,000 for a local high school basketball team is insane. There's probably not 4,000 students that even go to Campbell High School, bro. Like, because at Marietta, it was like a huge high school, but it was only like 2,000 and a half kids. Population, I'll say that. Yeah, population. That's New Hampshire. Okay, hold on. New Hampshire. For Georgia, though. Let me see. Georgia. Yeah, they have 2,928 students, bro. They have less than 3,000 students, and they had over 4,000 signatures. That's crazy. You talk about a community, bro. That's a community, bro. That's a community, bro. Petition demanding a full investigation into the termination of both coaches who have combined 1,200 career wins. We have been in the region championship for like 13 plus years now, and our girls team has a GPA of 3.7. The boys team had a winning season as well, McClure said. The school is even named the Gwynn McClure Gymnasium after the two decorated coaches. We're committed to Campbell, Gwynn said. We are Campbell folks. We are committed to this community. We feel like it's obvious This is where we want us to be for our careers. They said they wanted to be reinstated, which is what some of the student athletes would like to see as well. I would love to see him back, said Campbell High School sophomore Cooper Watkins, who had Coach Gwynn as his baseball coach last season. He's very dedicated, very good person, and he really supports the players and the families. He's just a really, really good coach. Supporters were calling for an investigation, which Superintendent Chris Ragsdale said is underway. When I learned of the way they were let go, I immediately called and I personally initiated a review of the decision, Ragsdale said. That review has now resulted in an investigation. As a district, we hold ourselves to a higher standard than how this was handled. Ragsdale said he will report the findings at the conclusion of the investigation and share any actions taken. So, but why were they fired? I still don't know why they were fired. This is what I want to know. I don't want to stop until I find out why they were fired. I'm going to go back to this one. Community to rally. Which one should I'm going to go here. We'll see. Parents, they approached the school board. Gymnasium, I felt away. The district, okay, we are actively investigating. So nobody found out why they were fired. Is it on Facebook? It's probably on Facebook. Man, stop, bro. Stop the cat, bro. We wear your Campbell blue to stand against. This is crazy, bro. I have to find out what happened. We're not doing that. Okay. I'm going to look this up on Facebook and see if I can find it there. If I see something, I'll share the screen. If not, I guess it's just something that I'll never find out what was that exactly going on back home and things of that sort. All right. Let me see, Reggie C. All right. Today was a wonderful example of letting your voice be heard. I got the opportunity to stand with former classmates, family, and faculty. If you missed the Cobb County School Board meeting, the wrongful firing of Coach Randy McClure and James Gwynn is now under investigation. As I walked out of the meeting, a high school student from another school said to me she didn't think students of her school would even do that to a teacher. In my mind, I could think all like us. Campbell High School is a family and we bleed blue. Yeah, they packed that thing out. That's beautiful, but we don't know why they were fired. Campbell High School and Smyrna community deserve answers. Coach James Gwynn have spent decades shaping the lives of students on and off the basketball court. They weren't just coaches. They were mentors, teachers, and leaders who dedicated their careers to building not just winning teams, but strong young men and women. Their impact stretches far beyond the thousands of students they coached, taught, and supported. On March 11th, in a closed-door meeting with no department chairs present, these two pillars of our community were abruptly informed that their contracts will not be renewed. After combined 71 years of service, 1,200 career wins, 16 regional titles, and countless lives changed, they were stripped of the chance to celebrate the end of two incredibly successful basketball seasons with their players, staff, and thousands of supporters. This is not how we honor a legacy of excellence. I was never on their teams, though many people I love were, but I learned much more of life about them. Their involvement in student government and leadership and focus and rigor in their classrooms deeply impacted my life. Their leadership, integrity, and unwavering support to the commitment of Campbell High School deserve respect and a fair, transparent process. We are asking for a full investigation into this decision, calling on the Cobb County School Board to halt their termination until we get answers. If you believe in fairness, respect, and standing up for those who have given up so much to our community, please sign this petition and share it. Campbell Spartan family, let's rally together. These coaches have spent their lives for the students. Now it's time to fight for them. Is there, okay, maybe it's on thechange.com. Still do not know why they were fired. All right. She called for a meeting. For clarity, each school district has allotment teachers have to combine luxurious careers, the abrupt manner. All right, hold on. Abrupt manner, they were dismissed. The treatment one might expect of an adversary rather than two esteemed coaches with only a tenuous justification based on allotment. They were denied the professional dignity of either resigning on their own terms or returning to their class. So allotment, it was money. They got rid of them for money. Or they were like, we didn't have enough spaces for you all. Okay. Let me see if I can. I'm trying to find it, bro. There's got to be like something. All right. I drove the bus for their girls. We demand answers. Let's keep celebrating them. A proclamation. Jeez Louise, man. So the city of Smyrna gave them a proclamation honoring them after they lost their jobs. Ridiculous. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Recognize Coach James Gwynn and Coach Randy McClure for their remarkable achievements and lasting contributions to our community. I encourage all citizens to celebrate the legacy, honor their dedication to student athletes, and express gratitude. This is great, but what does it really mean? Thanks for a summary. It's their right way of honoring them. It might feel like a great pat on the back. It's all good. Will they demand? They will be in high demand soon, perhaps join forces for their own league. This is ridiculous, bro. Like, this is ridiculous. I'm not going to lie to you. Nobody is explaining why they got fired. I wonder how many administrators got laid off. Oh, right, none. I bet that school had more administrators than they had teachers. Okay, Cobb County School District can find the money. Okay, so they're saying they didn't have the money for them. But they like got rid of two of the more popular coaches. That's crazy. This is crazy, bro. I ain't gonna lie. This is insane. All right. I see it was 6 people and they all jumped out. So I'll get off of this extremely hyper local topic. But dang, this is insane though. Were they like targeted? They had to. Well, I don't know. Ongoing investigation. Oh, let me see right here. This is Craig Sager's son, by the way, y'all. Oh, hold on. I don't have my shared screen audio on. Let me stop and reshare it so y'all could get the audio too and y'all could hear what I'm listening to. It's Craig Sager's son. I think this is Craig Sager Jr. Let's go.
Big develop now is there is an investigation to
rest in peace, Craig Sager.
Look into. Would you call it a firing?
Yeah, I would.
Okay, so look into the firing, the decision not to renew the contract. What have you heard just about this investigation? How much legs it has?
Well, I think that the county is looking into it and looking into how things were handled, how the information was presented to us, and I think that they're talking to most of the parties involved and possibly even players and parents. I'm not sure, but I think they definitely want to get everybody's side of the story and also talk to myself and Coach McClure. And that's sort of all you want sometimes, is to feel like you've been heard. And I think that's what the community wanted to feel like they've been heard. And I think that they're getting all the details. And sometimes that's satisfying.
Yeah, and you're obviously very familiar with the Campbell community, and you actually served as an administrator for 11 years. You know how this process works, but do you still feel blindsided by this entire thing, just how it happened, coming off another successful season?
Certainly. We were very surprised. We found out that we had a meeting Friday, and then we had it scheduled for Tuesday. And then on Tuesday, they told us our contracts would not be renewed. And very surprised. That was the last thing that we expected. And also, even when there's coaching changes, we have a lot of ex-coaches in the building. The coaches are still allowed to stay there and keep their day jobs and their staff jobs here. We don't make a whole lot from coaching.
Yeah, we have that at Marietta. Is a coach that lost his basketball job, but he still, shout out Coach Lyons, he still works at the school and stuff.
We're making most of our money from being here during the day. So, but we were both stunned. I was almost speechless. I didn't really know how to take it.
Yeah, and what's that been like, just with yourself and Coach McClure, been at the same school for a while, to both be going through this at the same time?
That's also very surprising. That we not that we didn't think we might leave at the same time, but we certainly didn't think we would leave suddenly, at the same time. And And that was, we were talking, hey, we may have to get new jobs, which I haven't looked for a job in a long time. So,
Well, yeah, and then this investigation, it's still ongoing. I believe it launched last Thursday, some point last week. But what do you just hope to be resolved from this? Is it a situation where you just feel like coaches like yourselves that have been in a place for a long time need just more communication throughout this process, or what's the best case scenario?
well, I would have, no matter whose decision it was, I would have always wanted to know if it was my last year. And I knew it was my last year while I was coaching. If it was my last game, I would have wanted to know, hey, this is my last game. And I've done this a long time, so I wouldn't have been disappointed if somebody had just asked me, what are your plans, coach? What are you thinking in terms of, you've been doing this 40 some years? What are your plans? And I would have been glad to discuss that with anybody in leadership.
Yeah, and then your time at Campbell, you won a state title at North Clayton. You were living in the Smyrna area, so you've been there a long time. But do you have any aspirations to coach somewhere else now that this has happened?
I think about that because I still love coaching. What I want to do is just coach young people, and it's kind of my passion. I sort of made my career change many years ago to do this, and just haven't looked back. So still have a desire. I certainly could be an assistant because I'm not, but I'd like to make my own practice schedule if I could. But I do have I wasn't finished with coaching just yet.
Absolutely. And then what have you just thought about the support that has come out?
All right, cool beans. All right, so yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. I'm glad they got their jobs back, but what, like, if it was a money move, like y'all couldn't ask the community, hey, let's raise some more money for these, I don't know, something. And in the age of NIL, you know what I'm saying? These kids in high school are getting paid and stuff like that. Like, let's find a way to pull a community NIL thing, get a local car wash owner or a local, it's Smyrna, bro. For those of y'all who don't know, bro, hold on. Let me pull it up. For those of y'all who do not know, Smyrna. This is Smyrna. This is Smyrna, bruh. It's a very affluent area. And yes, there are parts of Smyrna who are, just aren't quite as developed yet and things of that sort. But it's a very affluent, developed area. There are some dangerous part. There's like a little dangerous pocket, as is, I think, with everywhere, every city, every town, where it's not that. But Smyrna is a very nice area. So yeah, you definitely have some people who own businesses who have money in the Smyrna community. You can go out, find a community way to do some NIL deals or whatever, and keep the coaches here. If the coaches mean this much to the community, and you saw how much they meant to the community, over 4,000 signatures, packed out the Cobb County School District board meeting. Like, people only pack out board meetings and local stuff like that when they really, really care about something. And they really, really care about these two coaches right here. I'm glad they got their jobs back. But ridiculous, just, I think, not even trying to keep the coaches and just being like, well, we don't have the money to keep y'all. Like, that's insane, bro. That's insane. Hold on. Let me pull them up. Let me see. Hold on.
Like to say,
that's crazy, bro. That's crazy. So, justice for James Gwynn. And who was the other coach name? Let me get the other coach's name too. And Randy McClure. Justice for both of those guys. I'm glad that they got their jobs back. All right, next thing. We're doing Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick, man. I haven't watched this. I purposely avoided the clips all day to react to it for the first time on YouTube tonight. So here we go. CBS was doing a fluff interview with Bill Belichick to promote his new book. He was asked how he met his girlfriend from off camera. She instructed him not to answer. This is all very normal. Shout out to NBC Sports, awful announcing. Bill Belichick's girlfriend shut down question posed during the CBS interview. Belichick's first book comes out soon. He's doing a book tour based on the most recent broadcast interview. It seems to be going roughly as well as the tour for Kramer's coffee table book for about coffee tables, and mostly a fluff-filled sit-down interview with Tony Dukapil of CBS Mornings. The 73-year-old Belichick was asked how he met his 24-year-old girlfriend, Jordan Hudson. Before he could begin to answer, Hudson intervened. Even though she wasn't a part of the interview, oh my goodness, she said off camera from the producer's table, "We're not talking about this." What? It wasn't, we're told. The only time she interjected. While we don't know the total of interruptions, it's our understanding that CBS decided to include that one specific instance because it wasn't a one-time thing. Some outlets would have ended the interview and refused to run it. Belichick and his publisher want free publicity for this book. It wasn't a probing 16 minutes profile, delving into the skeletons tucked deep into his closet next to whatever it is he's wearing for the interview. This kind of feature is a quid pro quo, which is far more queued for it rather than quo for the network. Other outlets would have left her comment on the cutting room floor. CBS deserves credit for not excluding it. It's keeping real journalism alive. You've seen 60 Minutes. They used the final minute to call out Paramount, their new kind of production company, of saying like, you guys want us to run stuff by you guys. And most of the stuff we do is considered, what is it, controversial here. And we're going to continue to do controversial work because the people deserve the truth. And that's journalism in its purest form. Why aren't more people talking about Gail Benson and the people allegedly hiding the emails of showing them hiding a minor type of content with weird cases in the world of Catholicism? Why isn't AJC owned by Cox, who are affiliated with the people, connected to the people, helping to fund Cop City, able to write more stories about Cop City in ways that don't present itself as positive ways? Things that you just have to think about, from his coaching job at North Carolina to the program's negotiations with NFL films about Hard Knocks style documentary infomercial. She's taken a very active role and exciting a very high degree of influence. If this is what Belichick wants to do, so be it. It's a free country, we think. But it's unprecedented for any high-level football coach to have a family member, significant other who isn't employed by the program to be so intimately connected to it. And it's precisely the kind of thing that Belichick in past years would have mercilessly mocked 100%. Bill Belichick don't go for nothing, bro. So he's like, to see him as like kind of this older guy dictated by his girlfriend who's 50 years younger than him is insane. He soft up, man. Like with parents, like they have like younger siblings and stuff, and they so like nice to them. It's like, what the heck? Here's the 8 minutes of visual anecdote.
Well, you can see I've worn this one for a while.
Do you remember how you got the cut here?
No.
Tattered and, yes, often sleeveless, Belichick's signature look is part of his singular focus, as he writes in a...
All right.
You were treated with dignity and respect when you were let go by Robert Kraft?
Yeah, well, it was a mutual decision for us to part ways.
He said fired.
It was a mutual decision.
The other change for Belichick is 24-year-old Jordan Hudson, his creative muse, as he writes in his book.
Make sure that that's the...
Jordan was a constant presence during our interview.
That's the, hold on, man. It don't work like that. Make sure that that's the what? You don't run CBS? Gail King don't run CBS. You dang sure don't run no CBS.
You have Jordan right over there.
Look at her. Look at her. Look at her. Nah, we not. What you, the publicist? You the publicist, the PR, the producer of CBS? Man, man. Someone hand her a cup of applesauce
Everybody in the world seems to be following this relationship.
and put her in timeout.
Got an opinion about your private life. It's got nothing to do with them, but they're invested in it. How do you deal with that?
Never been too worried about what everybody else thinks. Just try to do what I feel like is best for me and what's right.
How did you guys meet?
Not talking about this.
No.
Why not? Why not? It's not your interview. You don't work for CBS or CBS. Man, come on, bro. And Bill, you 70, bro. Like, you 74. You just gonna let yo 20? Come on, man. And it's not even because then we getting into the thing. Oh, is he's don't let any woman do his thing. She's a woman of her 100%. But she ain't got nothing to do with this, bro.
It's a topic neither one of them is comfortable commenting on, though Hudson has recently posted about it on Instagram.
Ridiculous.
You joined InstaFace, as you put it. I
Yeah.
love that. There's some great pictures of you and Jordan where you're a fisherman and she's a mermaid.
So that's that. What would he say?
Charming. It's a different side of you. What's the reaction been like
What's it been like?
to have these different sort of photos? There's another one where you're doing, I know you're not into meditation or yoga or Pilates. You're balancing Jordan on your feet. She's doing kind of the Titanic pose.
Yeah, so I'm on some of those social media platforms, but I honestly don't follow them.
What he does follow isn't clicks or views, but touchdowns and, above all, wins.
You do seem like you're having a lot more fun these days than you were in other chapters of your life, let's say.
I enjoy football. I enjoy the whole process of it. It's hard to win, and it's hard to beat other good coaches, good teams. I appreciate the grind. I appreciate the competition. But coaching is fun, and honestly, I feel like I haven't worked a day in my life.
This is weird. This is weird. This is weird. This is weird. It's weird, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. This is weird. Let me see. Let me see. Is there anything else? It's weird, bro. It's weird. I don't like that at all. All right. I guess I'll just stop it there. I don't know if there's anything else to really say. He said it. The Serengeti is a dangerous place. This is clearly a money grab. Hey, all I know is it's weird. That is weird. It's extremely weird. To each his own, whatever makes you happy, my brother, I guess. All right. Next up, TD Jakes has announced his retirement from being the senior lead pastor at the Potter's house.
Wanted to share it, and we started not to do it this way, but the thing that moved me was I wanted to share it with our e-church.
Oh, geez. He doesn't look good, man. He doesn't look good. He doesn't look good. He doesn't sound good. You know, he had his obvious medical emergency last year, I believe it was. I haven't kept up with him since then, but he doesn't look good or sound good right here. Let me see his age. He's only 67. He's only 67. So I guess, you know what I'm saying? Jeez Louise. I hate to see someone like, you know what I'm saying? Like, health is wealth, bro. You hate to see it go down like this.
Well, I guess we ought to go home. Please be good to our people. Please help them. The humility that you see is real. The weight is unbelievable.
Did he say I'm retired? I ain't hear it.
Wanted to share it, and we started not to do it this way.
He didn't even say it in this clip. I watched a whole minute of him just talking about. Anyways, when I saw this, my first thought was, is he running from something? You know, because obviously, like the rumors of the things that he's been connected to and rumors and stuff like that. I'm like, is he running from that? But obviously, thinking about the medical emergency he had last year during the service, and the way he sounds now, just even announcing that he's retiring, there's obviously just health concerns there, and I hope that his health gets right. I don't know to even no, I don't think anybody deserves to suffer. Nobody deserves to suffer or anything like that with like their health. Everybody kind of, I feel like, deserves like a fair way of their last few years and things of that sort, golden years. And if this is it for TD Jakes, where these are the last, decade or however long, you don't want to put a time on it. Like, I'm not God. But if this is it, I want him to be able to be kind of like comfortable, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, you want people to be comfortable. You don't want people to be like, you know what I'm saying, suffering and hurting all over and they can barely get out of bed and everything. I don't want that for anybody. I do think it'll be interesting to see what does come out, if anything comes out from the rumors or anything like that in the coming months, especially as, trials that his name has been kind of thrown next to in the rumors and allegations. If anything comes about that, I do think that'll be interesting. But on a whole nother note, just pure health and everything like that, as a leader in the ministry, I think TD Jakes is just a great. I do have to honor him. I take away all the reports, all the speculation, church gossip, or entertainment gossip and stuff like that, just of who he is as a person, or who he represents as a figure in kind of the church and faith base and all that stuff. He's a huge figure, crossover into mainstream media, and I feel like any pastor that could do that is like impressive. And he did it, constantly, regardless of how famous he got. He was still at his home church every Sunday. That's commendable as well. And he did it for an extremely long time. So salute to TD Jakes right there. Now, TD Jakes, the rumors and everything like that, he's always had some crazy rumors connected to him, including like the fact that he was running Shade Room was a rumor. And so because of that, he was hiding some things that were going on in the black church that they weren't reporting at Shade Room. I asked him about that directly, and he was like, nah, like, I'm so glad you asked me about this, but nah, we went on that. The publicist didn't like that I asked him about that, but I'm like, it's trending right now on the internet. You want me to just act like it's not going on? Like, that's part of journalism. It just is what it is. Going back to the whole Bill Belichick and 60 Minutes thing. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Time will tell. But in the meantime, just in general, I hope he gets his health right. And this stepping away from him as a retired person will do the trick. Last thing, man. Last thing. Because I wanted to react to that whole Nicoya thing or surviving so-and-so, but it's an hour long and it's pretty late and I'm already did an hour. I might do it like tomorrow or something like that, but yeah. I got work tomorrow.
Modern day hunting.
So if you guys don't know, like the 100 men versus a silverback against a gorilla, it's been a discussion all weekend, especially on Twitter. And me personally, what I think before I play this, because I haven't watched this myself, I think if you have, say you got 100 people, they say a gorilla can lift 4,000 pounds. The average person, the average man is going to weigh like 180. So you get 100 dudes. That's like what? Hold on, math now. Yeah, let's get it right. 180 times 100. Yeah, that's 18,000. 18,000 pounds. A gorilla can only lift 4,000 pounds. So the strategy needs to be to circle the gorilla, say the gorilla is in a cage, and they lift up the cage. And like, for the battle, for the duel, fight. Everybody needs to plow on top of the gorilla. Plow on top of the gorilla. And so now you hold them down. The only way you can really get a gorilla for real, is you're gonna have to, I think, and I don't know, this might be like against YouTube policies to describe this, but I think the only way you could do it without weapons is that's the only way you can do it. And I think, like you say, if you got 100 and all 100 circle him, you lift up the battle. Everybody just falls on top of him, keeps him down. And then, you know what I'm saying? As he's down, you got to grab and you got to do that, man. And I think you can defeat a gorilla like that. If it was just, everybody like this, oh, you're done. You're done. Everybody's done. Even if it wears the gorilla out, like, you're done, bro. You're done. Because I'm taking a worn out gorilla over just a one-on-one human any day. That's where I'm going. So with that being said, let's watch this man's explanation of 100 men versus a gorilla.
I can tell you right now, I would not join a modern day. Because the question is 100 men versus one full-grown silverback gorilla. And there are people out there like this that are saying that 100 guys would win. And no, they wouldn't. Flat out no. A gorilla's skin, you can't bite through it. Their bones, somewhere between 2 and 4 times as thick and dense as ours. Their hand, like their grip force, is something like 1,300 pounds. That means that with one hand, they could crush your skull. My dudes, this is what you're fighting. When they stand up, they are 6 feet tall. They weigh about 400 pounds on average. They can lift, press, or pull somewhere between 2,000 to 4,000 pounds. For some perspective, that's enough to tear your arm or your leg off. There's guys out here trying to rationalize this, being like, well, we're endurance animals and all that stuff. This thing could operate at a quarter of its strength and still body bag you. And we haven't even addressed the fact that even if you get close enough, you can't damage it. Thick skin, super dense bones, wrapped in an insane amount of muscle. You couldn't hit this hard enough to break anything. Like, its femur is twice the size of yours. I want you to look at that skull.
Okay, all right, but look at this. But think about this, bro. Say we all 100 of us are on top of the gorilla, right? Okay, you got 4 people with their hands on his head, right? On his face. He cannot get up. He's got 18,000 pounds on him. He can only lift up 4,000. He can't get up. You got 2 hands up here, 2 hands up here, 2 hands right here, 2 hands right here to push. I don't know, bro. I still think it could be done, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. Or you could just lay on top of him for an hour and wear him down, or for a day. You could even do it if you could find 100 men to be dedicated on laying on top of each other that might not happen for a day, but for an hour, I think you can find 100 men to do it for an hour if they were extremely dedicated and locked in.
Could headbutt you and cave your face in, to say nothing of all the teeth. Then we come down here. Each one of these appendages is a death area. And even if you don't die, you're going to be missing or have a crushed limb. You're out of the fight until it decides to come and clean you up. And I loved some of the crazy hunting tactics, because they're like, well, we would just swarm and what are you going to get? Maybe 6, 10 humans at the same time. And we would grab its limbs and spread it out. These are going to crush you. It can pull you toward it harder than you can. What are you going to do once you have a hold of its limbs? Yeah, you're going to die, because it's going to crush you or pull you into its mouth and bite your head off. You should also know that I have a secret classroom, which you can find by going there. And then you go there for exclusive content. It is free to join. If you decide to become a patron, you have my forever thanks for supporting this kind of education.
I ain't gonna lie, that sounds kind of scary. I ain't gonna lie. But it's like, if we get 100, we get in the 100s that's not scared. So what you gonna do? You gonna go with science or you gonna go with logic, huh? What you gonna choose, man? Me personally, I believe in heart over science. I believe in emotion over fact. Now I feel like people gonna clip that, and whenever I talk about other stuff, some serious stuff, they're gonna be, oh, okay, whatever. But yeah, man, I really think me personally, but it's like, but how you gonna even get to pile on top of him? I don't know. See, that's the tricky part, because it's like we all surrounding him. If we run to tackle him and to get him down, he already got to be down on the ground. If he not down on the ground, it's over with. I really want to see Zias and B. Lou's thoughts on this, bro. Are they still streaming every night? Because if they still streaming every night, I want to see what they're saying about this. Zias Gorilla. Let me see. Is Zias talking about this? Zias. They're live right now. They got Charleston White on. Let me see if they're talking about this. Bro. Shout out Speed.
Children who live below the poverty level, because in most public schools, predominantly kids get free lunch. That means your parents are poor. You're below the poverty level. That means you're either at or above or below. That means y'all don't have no money, and your mother had to prove this. That's why you get a free lunch. Why would you put your kid in this environment where the focus is all of these kids passing a test so the teacher can keep her job? It's not about teaching and developing.
Okay, we'll get to that later. So I guess they're talking about something else, but yeah, man, I really want to see their thoughts on this entire thing. Like that, I feel like they kind of set themselves up for a conversation like this to go viral, for people to hear their thoughts on it, because they definitely hit their stride in their second prime with this. My name is Rashad Milligan. This is the road to 5K subs. I don't know, man. I think 100 humans can do it. 100 men could do it, because you literally just have to pile on top of it. You have to get on top of it, though. That'll be the trickiest part. But once you get on top of it, oh, yeah, you got it. Because you're on top of it. Okay, we got 2 hands here, 2 hands here, 2 hands here, 2 hands on the other side to push. 1, 2, 3. I think you could do it, bro. But 100 people, because you got 100 people piled on top, and you stay there for at least 20, 30 minutes to wear it down. Now it's worn down, so now it's not even going to fight that much. Now it's already... And now you go, you could do it, bro. I think 100 men could do it, bro. Y'all let me know in the comments. My name is Rashad Milligan. This is the road to 5K subs. Until next time, I'll see y'all tomorrow.
That's for losers, man. I don't get involved in that stuff, but
Enjoy Rashad Milligan rolling out.
That's a good question.
Brandon, you want one quick question? We can't ask Rashad a question.
Hey, Rashad.